When used properly, Google Forms is an excellent way for teachers to gather parent information. This can be used to contact them and to stay in touch and make sure that the parents are engaged in their students' learning. I just want to show you a quick example of a form that I made that could be used to gather parent information. It lives in the Google Forms folder in the Resources section, and it is in the Resources folder in Parent Information Survey. So if you go here and open that up, you'll see that I've formatted some questions that can gather parent information. I think this would be a very good thing to do early in the year, as early as possible. Maybe you do this at back to school night if you can have access to some computers, or better yet in the computer lab. Just have every parent come in and fill out this survey, and then you'll have all their information there for the rest of the year. So they can just scroll through, fill out all the answers, their first name, their last name, the first and last name of their child. Do they have a device capable of accessing the internet, yes or no? This one I put for the daily text messaging, and I'll show you how to do that, but it just has ask the parents if they would like to receive text messages, yes or no. If so, they can type in their number right here, their cell phone number with no spaces. And they also can select which of their service providers they use, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. And moving on down, ask them what their home telephone number is, what their email address, and do they have any special talents or gifts that they would like to share with the class this year. So let me show you what this looks like once the parents have answered. You'll see in the corresponding Google Sheets spreadsheet that it has all their information right here. So you can scroll across and see where they've put in all of their information, even their notes. Do they have anything that they would like to contribute to the class? So once you have all this information, let me show you how to put it to use. I've included in the resources section of the Gmail folder. If you go to the Gmail folder and then resources, you'll see that there are some .csv templates for uploading contacts. We're going to use the parent contact information. And so you see here there's just an area for their first name and last name. So you'll go in here to your spreadsheet with all the information. You can just go straight down the line, highlight, click all of them, copy, take it back in here into the contact information, select paste. Do the same for all of them, and I will just do this really quickly. I'll edit this out so you can see what it looks like in the end. So now you have all of your contact information input into your spreadsheet, and this will stay here forever. What you can do very easily if you want to add these contacts into your Gmail account, you just go up here and click File, and then select Download as comma-separated values.csv. And you'll want to remember where you save this. I'll just click Desktop and click Save. Then you can very easily go over into your Gmail folder, select Contacts. So now we need to import our new contacts. So we'll go down here to Import Contacts, and we'll choose the file, the CSV file that we saved it under, and I know that it's this one right here. We'll select Open and click Import. And you'll see that instantly this pops up, a new group imported 6/24/2015. That's the one we just did. And so if you'd like, you can go ahead and change the name of this group. So we've selected this. We can go up here to More, and maybe we rename this group. We'll call this group Parent Contact Info 2015. So now you can see here all of our parent contact info is stored here, and when we click on these individual people in it, you can see that it saves their email, their home phone number, their mobile phone number, and then in the notes section it saved any notes that they put into the survey. So if you needed to remember, hey, this parent was really good at water dancing, which is sword fighting if you like Game of Thrones, then you have that in here, and if you ever want to do a lesson on water dancing, well, you can call this parent and ask if maybe they'd like to come in and do a lesson. Another way that you can really engage the parents is by creating a email to text group where you can just send them little blurbs a time or two each week, maybe containing some pictures or any type of thing like that you would like to send out to them to keep them engaged and keep them interested in what your students are learning. So here's how you do that. It's very similar to the last thing I just showed you in creating a group of contacts, but you'll just want to use a different spreadsheet. This spreadsheet also lives in the resources folder inside of the Gmail section of this resource guide. So we'll go to it like this. Again, all of your parent contact information is going to come in when you have them do the surveys. It's going to come into this spreadsheet. What we're interested in for the email to text is we need two things. We need their cell phone number and we need their cell phone service provider. So we have these here in these two sections. And I've also included in the Gmail folder the codes for email to texting. Now these are current as of summer 2015. If they change, I'll update them to reflect. And also if you know of any more email to text codes, send them to me and I'll add them in here. These are just the most common cell phone carriers that I could find. So what you'll want to do is take their information from the parent contact survey and just copy it and go in here to the email to text CSV spreadsheet, and you'll see here this is much simpler. It just has spaces for the email address, which is technically their phone number, as well as the carrier. So you'll notice that I've done this in two separate spreadsheets. The reason for that is that when you start inputting the contacts double, then it can kind of throw it off when you put them into groups. So if you already have the contacts saved in there from the parent contact CSV template, then you won't want to input another spreadsheet, .csv spreadsheet with their names on it again, because then it will create duplicate contacts, and you'll see that you'll have two inputs there for all the same people. This is basically, you should only use this if you just want to do the text messaging. If you want to do both, I would just recommend having each of them in there this way. So you'll just go in here and you see their email address is right there. That's their phone number, and then the carrier. Before you import this to your contacts though, you'll want to go through to each individual one and add the extension. So this is a little bit tedious, but it's nice in that once you do it one time, you won't ever have to do it again unless you're just adding some extra ones in there on the end. So just let me walk you through this really quick. You'll just want to look back and forth. You'll see that this number is a Verizon number, so we'll look and see, well, this Verizon text messaging code is at vtext.com. So you'll just want to copy that and go back in here and go to the very end of their phone number and paste it in there. And that is what their phone number looks like as an email address. So we'll do this for each one really quickly. These are AT&T, so it's a little bit different extension. We'll just copy that extension and put it in here at the end of their phone number. And we'll do the same for this one. So now we have our email to text spreadsheet formatted in the way we want it. So we'll go ahead and do the same process like we did for the other contact sheet. We will just download this as a CSV. And we'll do this on our desktop. And then we'll go back to our contacts manager and we'll go down in here to import contacts and choose our file, which is should be up close to the top, the email to text, and we'll select open and then import. And again, we'll see this new group will pop up, imported 6/24/2013, and you'll see on these that they have no name there. And like I explained, the reason that we didn't put a name is because we didn't want it to read as a duplicate contact. So now we will just If you want, you can do the same thing. You can rename this group to be the text messaging group. So now, every time we want to send an email to this group, we can just go in here, back to our Gmail, and we'll click Compose. And you can go ahead and start typing the name of the group, such as text messaging, and see how it pops up. The group name, you just select that. And every phone number, email address that's in there will receive whatever email message we send to them. Now again, I just want to remind you, since this is a text message, you'll want to keep it very short. Maybe post a link or a picture or just something really brief, just like you would send a text. I think it's limited to about 140 characters. So if you're interested in saving time and keeping your parents a lot more engaged with what you're doing in your classroom, these are some great tips to use. If you know of any more, please send them along my way and I'll go ahead and add them into the resource guide as well. If you have any questions about these, please leave them in the comments section and I'll do my best to reply to all of them. Thanks and have a good day.